Okay, in this training video, we're going to take a real quick look at Gmail contact groups. Had a couple people ask me about creating contact groups and a little confusion there, so hopefully this training video will clear some of that up. Rule number one, in order for somebody to exist in a contact group, they must exist somewhere as a contact. So I'm already in Gmail here. I'm going to come up to the drop-down list and choose contacts. Of course, you can also come over here to the Google Apps icon and you can choose contacts from there as well. But now that I'm in my contact group, I can see my contacts in any groups that I've created under here. So I'm going to create a junior lab group and then show you how to add students into that group. So if I'm under my contacts, there's everybody that exists in my contacts. And again, I could take anybody who exists in my contacts and add them to a group, but they do have to exist as a contact somewhere before they can be added into a group. You can't just magically put somebody into a group if they don't already exist as a contact somewhere. So let's take care of creating the group first of all. So if I come over here and move my mouse over here, you'll notice that this expands automatically. I believe in some instances you may have to actually click a little drop-down list that says show new items or something of that nature. But you need to be able to see this new group option over in the left-hand navigation side. So I'm going to click on new group and a window will pop up and allow me to create a name for my group. So we'll just call this Junior Lab. If you're an academic teacher, it could be period 1, period 2, however you want to decide to create your distribution groups, your contact groups. So now you'll notice on the left-hand side under my contacts, I do have a contact group called Junior Lab, but it's empty right now. So the quickest and easiest way to get your students into that contact group is to come over here to the left-hand side again and find directory. Now let me explain what the directory is. The directory is a listing of every staff and student at Upper Valley that has an @uppervalleycc.org email account or an @students.uppervalleycc.org account. We actually even have some adult ed students that have @atc.uppervalleycc.org accounts. So it has to have an uppervalleycc.org email address of some type in order for it to exist in the directory. So I can click on directory and it will show me a full listing. Now there's well over 1,000 people in this directory because we have between staff and students well over 1,000 email accounts. So you'll notice it does paginate. So that means I can go through and scroll through the alphabet basically a page at a time. And what I can do is as I see my class members or my students in my classes, I can click next to their name and select them. And then under the groups option up here at the top, I can drop that down and I can add them to a group, or I can even add them if I wanted to multiple groups. But in this case, we just want them to be part of the Junior Lab contact group. And if I click on apply and I come over here, you'll now notice that I have 4 members in the Junior Lab. So those individuals are now in the Junior Lab. If I inadvertently add somebody to a contact group, I can come over here and select individually. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and remove them all. So I'll just click the checkbox up here, which selects everybody. I can again come to the groups drop-down list and uncheck the group that I no longer want them to be a part of. So actually, since these are students, I really don't need them under my contacts, which it adds it to automatically. And I don't need them in the Junior Lab. So I'll click apply and they're going to disappear. So you can add and drop people from your contact groups rather easily. Now, if you're doing this for advisory committee members, keep in mind they have to exist as a contact somewhere. So you're probably going to have to come up here and create new contacts for each of your advisory committee members, filling in the name and the email address at least. You would also probably want to put their work phone or mobile phone information in there as well, and maybe the company that they work for. But they do have to exist as a contact somewhere. Now, some of them might already be in your contacts because they may have been imported when we made the crossover from Outlook into Gmail. But again, they have to exist as a contact somewhere before they can be a member of a group. Now, let me change focus. If you're an instructional individual and you're using Gmail, or you're using Google Classroom, you can actually kind of use Google Classroom to bulk email all of your students. So I'm going to come over here using the Google Apps icon, come to Classroom, and once it opens up, I'll go into this Google In-Service Classroom, click on the Students tab. I can then select individual students by clicking next to their name. That's a left click. Or if I left click the checkbox all the way at the top, it'll select everybody. And then under Actions, there's an email option. So again, that will drop me back into Gmail, start an email, adding all of those particular individual email addresses to the to list, or in this case, the blank carbon copy list. I can add additional people to the to list if I want to. Go ahead and create my subject, type the body of the email, and send it that way. So Google Classroom kind of makes it quick and easy to be able to email all of your students or select individual students, again, assuming you're using Google Classroom with your students. Hopefully this clarifies some of the Google Contact and Google Group questions out there. If you still have any trouble with the contacts in Gmail or the contact groups in Gmail, feel free to create a help desk ticket or ask a member of the tech staff and we'll be glad to assist you. Again, thank you for your time.